special training using the Tela.Care compensation pay plan to help you better understand how to build when marrying the two compensations that we've talked about in the previous training. My name is Carlin, and I hope you've taken a few minutes to listen to understanding the compensation pay plans to better understand compensation plans. So let's get started on this special training. Are you ready? Once you have a better understanding of the compensation pay plans, I want you to look what you can do when you marry the unilevel plan and the matrix plan. Let's take a closer look. Now remember, this is all designed specifically around the Tela.Care compensation pay plan. So I can show you the money. All right. To build monthly residual, let's talk about simply a 5x7 so I can help you to understand building a 5x7 matrix using a unilevel plan and how that works. First of all, when you're building the building process on this is simply you see that there's 10 across your unilevel. Let's say you have 10 spaces that you have decided this is going to be your ideal goal and building plan. I want to have 10 on my front line. So we're going to start by working with up to 5. All right? So what you're going to do is there you are. I could give you 2 eyes and make you a happy person. Okay? You are simply going to go find 5 people. And your 5 people, hopefully, as you've listened in the previous trainings, your 5 should be some good key builders. So I like to call this kind of your core group, if you will. Find those 5 core people that you're going to invest your time with, and you're going to invest people under their people with, and that you're going to work and collaborate your businesses together. They become your business partners. So we're going to show you what happens here. Yeah, me, myself, and I, by the way. The reason I'm excited is my partner helped me get all these numbers so great that you're going to love how they come across. All right, the next one is if you go out and find person number 6, let's say you're the only builder for right now, you go out and find person number 6, what are you going to do? Where do they go? Are we going to go on the front line? Nope. We're going to come on under number 1, and we're going to give that 6th person to person number 1. Then if you go out and find person number 7, we're going to give that to number 2, and we're going to give person number 3 their first person. So every person, as you start to build across, 1 gets 1, 2 gets 1, 3 gets 1. The next person coming in, if you are the only builder, once again, is that you're going to give the next people away to what? Number 4 gets 1 and 5 gets 1. So now you have 10 people in your business. Yay! You're growing. Good for you. And you're working. Now what happens when you go out? You're the only one working just right now in this illustration. What are you going to do? You're going to go get the next people, and here's how it works. You're going to give number 1 their second person from you. So that's how you build a matrix. You build the matrix fair and square, straight across. Now that's not to say that number 1 isn't out doing their job and number 2 isn't doing what they want to do, but their goal is they have 5 front line also, because whatever you do duplicates. So when you're out to show what you're going to do in your compensation plan, that you want to build 5 wide, you probably have some partners that are going to go 5 wide as well. I'm going to show you the difference in just a few minutes of going 3 by and then 4 by and then 5 by. So what would come next is showing you the money on the compensation plan from Tela.Care. So let's look at the matrix of a 3 by 7. Here's how this works. This shows you on the levels that you're building. This shows you the number of people. You get 3 on your front line and 9 and so on. This is showing each one. Then it accumulates because 3 is what you'd have on your front line. With 3 plus 9, you got 12. And then when you add the 12 plus the 27 on this line, it all starts to add up for you. So you're able to see what your cumulative money and everything is happening, and the people too. And then let's take a look. You get $3 on your front line, $2 on your second, $3 on your third level, $4 on your, I'm sorry. Somebody's going to have to cut this part out. Let's start this part right here again. Let's start at the levels. Your 7 levels in depth, and you get to put on your front line, let's say you're doing the 3 people there. The next level is to get another 3 who get 3. That's 9. When you add them together, they accumulate to 12. The next one's 27 on that line. When you add it together, see what starts to happen? Now here's the fun part. Let's look what happens on each level. $3 on your first level, $2 on your second, $2 on your third, $2 on your fourth, $2 on your fifth, $3 on your sixth, and $3 on your seventh. This is the compensation plan from Tela.Care, what they're offering. Now watch what happens when you add that $3 per person on your front line. There's your 9. So 3 times the 3, look at this. Here it accumulates, right? What happens if your second level fills up and you're doing it like a matrix? That would be a total of $27. I think if you figure this out right now, you'll find out that you are not paying for your compensation plan. This is the way to get your plan for free. Simply get out there and make it happen with you and a few people. Look what happens. Because you're only paying $24.99 for this, right? $24.95, excuse me. Okay, watch what happens to the totals. When you look at the totals in this, and I want you to understand what the money is, but let's understand too, this illustration is if it was a perfect world and everybody did their part. This is not claiming this is what your matrix will look like, because we know there are people who will, some won't, some wait, so what? That's how it happens, right? We know that not everybody's going to do their part. Some people will do more and some will do a little less. But this would be in a perfect world. Look what the opportunity you have at your fingertips for the residual money that you can create on a 3x7 matrix. You know, what happens if you expanded that matrix just simply by one more person? That means now we're going to help 4 people, and we go 7 levels in depth. So everybody's going to do the same thing. Let's look at what Tela.Care's compensation plan would generate for you then, shall we? Take a close look at what happens by just simply moving 4 people who get 4, who get 4, who get 4. Look at the number of people that happens by the 7th level. Look what begins to happen on your residual pay. So, you know, when you look at this, I love to tell people you can actually plan your own payout of what you need. You can figure out your budget, your bills, and what you have to do and how much money you want and what it's going to take to get there. So now you're looking at the total compensation plan on a 4x7. Big difference in the money here, wouldn't you say? This is kind of fun because it's people helping people helping people. But let's have a little more fun. Let's go with a 5x7. Again, Tela.Care's comp plan would benefit and pay out in this fashion. Again, if it was a perfect world, what you would have. I love saying this most of all. Not only are you helping hundreds of thousands of people in earning income, but everybody's getting something they truly need with this product. Don't you agree? This is a service that everybody needs to have. One day everybody will have it, right? Especially the more we talk about it. Now let's look at this 5x. So here's a 5x7. 5 we get 5. Look what begins to happen. Just getting 5 white on your front line. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to get so excited just looking at this. Look at the money. Where can you go and generate on the efforts of you and other people in a JOB? Where could you ever see $289,000 and 65? Where could you go see that kind of money? That's crazy. You can't get it from a job. A job, you're working to help somebody else make somebody else's dreams a reality. And as we've heard it said before, they're going to pay you just enough to keep you happy, and so they don't have to pay you anymore, and you're going to do just enough to keep them happy so you don't lose a job because you're getting just enough to get by. When is it time to say, you know what, it's my turn. I deserve more. I want more. I'm ready to create more and make more things happen. What would you do if you were earning an extra $3.5 million a year? Is that pretty awesome? That's life-changing cash. That's money that will allow you to do things that will truly help the world, not just yourself. This is when you're going to have a lot of fun. I love the pay-it-forward concept, but if you really start to think outside the box and not just in the box I've shown you tonight, if you look and you say, what if I want to write my own plan and change this dramatically? Do you have what it takes to make your compensation plan work in a dramatic fashion? How about helping 20 and finding 20 core people who want to go for the 2020 plan, and you're willing to do that 7 levels deep? Because it's a unilevel, you can not only go 20 wide, you can go as wide as you need to go to get to those 20. So if you have to have 50 on your front line to get to there, you can make that happen. But remember I've said, let's make your plan happen in a fashion that makes sense for you. So I've done something really fun here. I want to help you have fun and see what you can do. Now, you can print this off as many times as you need to, but it's time to create your own personal business model of what you want your compensation plan to do using the unilevel and the marriage of the matrix. What would you do if Tela.Care was willing to pay you what it took to make it happen if you did the work, okay? A little bit of work. It's called networking, not net loafing. So now you can do this. Here's an example. We've shown you the example before, just like this, of what it looks like when you have the 3x7. Let's change this. You remember I gave you this as an illustration so you can see how the numbers work and where everything goes. You can reflect back, and because you can do the math with this. Ready? This is what I've set up for you to make and create your own compensation plan. What would you be doing each and every year? How big is your matrix? What are you going to go? What by what? It's 7 levels. I should have put the 7 in there for you. You may decide I'm only building 5 down, or I'm only going to 6. You may decide I'm only going 3 and keeping it all at the top. Remember, high and tight. Fill the holes. The bigger the structure, the stronger the structure, the more the money, the more people you're blessed. What are you going to do? What is your business plan and your business model? We recommend that you get in the loop, that you make sure you stay connected, that you get the information needed, that you use and market through your system if possible, if that's something that excites you. Let's do your 48-hour follow-up, your business plan, discover your why and what you're doing. Set your plan down, and let's get to executing your goals and making them happen. Because your someday, my friend, is today. This concludes this training. Thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you over the top.